PD students, today we shall learn poem 4 from the Behave textbook, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. This poem was written by William Butler Yeats. Before I go into the poem, I wanted to give a brief introduction about it. The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by W.B. Yeats in the year 1888, is a 12-line poem composed of 3 quatrains, means stanza. It reveals the poet's nostalgia for the peace and tranquility. Tranquility means calm. He enjoyed on the Lake Isle during his childhood. This desire to lead a simple life on the quiet island also presents the poet's dislike for humdrum, means commonplace of life in cities and towns. So deep are the emotions of the poet that he can, in his mind, hear the waves striking against the banks of the lake. The first stanza: I will rise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee loud glade. Means the first stanza opens abruptly and shows that the poet has a strong desire to go to the beautiful and calm Isle of Innisfree in the Lake of Loughill in the county Sligo in Ireland. He declares that he will get up and leave for Innisfree, where he will build for himself a small cottage with clay and twisted sticks. He would like to be self sufficient, so he imagines a garden with exactly 9 rows of beans and honey from his own honeycomb. He wants to lead a solitary life with bees buzzing loudly in the open glade, far away from the maddening crowd. Stanza number 2: and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wheels of the morning to where the cricket sings. There's midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening's full of the linnet's wings. Means the poet wants to go to the island of Innisfree because he believes that he will enjoy complete peace on the beautiful island. Life there is calm and slow paced, unlike the life in the city. In this island, peace remains from morning till evening when the cricket sings. In Innisfree, morning is calm, midnight is bright with the glimmer of the stars and the moon, and the noontime midday has a bright purple, glowing light. The evenings on the island are made beautiful by the fluttering wings of the linnets. Stanza number 3: I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart score. The meaning for this stanza is the poet reiterates, means repeats, his initial desire to go to the island of Innisfree because such is his nostalgia that he can hear the music produced by the waters of Innisfree all day and night. When the poet stands on the cemented roads and cold, hard pavements in the midst of the traffic, he hears the sound of the waves lapping on the shore in the depths of his heart. The substance of the poem, the central idea of the poem is the poet wants to build a small cabin at Innisfree. He wanted to build a small cabin in the island of Innisfree. He will build it with natural materials. He will live there alone. He wanted to live a solitary life, not being disturbed by anyone. He will find peace on the lake. He feels that that is the place where he can have peace of mind. There, peace drops from the morning and then beautiful midnight. He says that from morning till evening he can lead a very peaceful life. The poet needs just a garden and a beehive for sustenance. For meeting his basic needs, he needs only a garden with bees and beehive to extract the honey from the beehive. He determines to leave immediately because even when he stands on a road or a city pavement, he hears the lapping of the lake waters in his heart. He has been longing for a very long time to get back to his place. W.B. Yeats captures the longing for home and peace in this poem quite beautifully. He has been longing to get back to his roots for a very long time. Home, because Yeats spent his childhood there in the county Sligo, to which Innisfree belongs to. In fact, one can say this poem is a reflection of Keats' desire itself. It is a long time desire to get back to the Lake Isle of Innisfree and lead a very peaceful and happy life. At the time of its creation, Keats was in a city, a bustling, crowded city, and his innermost desire to go to his home and to peace came out bursting in the form of this poem. This poem is an expression of his feelings about getting back to his roots. Okay, so let us see the poetic devices given in this poem. See, the first one is imagery, means the images what the poet has used in this poem. He has used so many images, like a small cabin, 9 rows of beams, buzzing of bees, and dawning of the sky, and sound of the cricket, and many more. And the rhyme scheme and rhythm of the poem is every couple alternate lines have the last words rhyming. So every alternative line is rhyming. The rhyme scheme is AB, AB. There is also an internal rhyme in the third line of this roadway and grey. There is also an internal rhyming, that is roadway and grey. Both rhyme with each other. Next one is repetition. There is a slight repetition in the poem. The first stanza and the first line in the third stanza are the same way with the sentence, I will rise and grow. It is repeating, these lines are repeating in these lines. And alliteration is a repetition of consonant sounds at close intervals. The repetition may be at the beginning of successive words, initial alliteration, and within words, internal alliteration. Alliteration makes a poem lyrical. Examples: a hive for the honeybee. Here, H sound is repeatedly used. The lake water lapping with low sounds. Here, L and W sounds are repeated. Next, we shall see the metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which two unlike objects are compared by the identification or by substitution of one another. It differs from a simile, as in it the words of comparison as or like are not used, but in simile we use as or like, right? Examples are wheels of the morning. It is a metaphor for the clouds in the morning sky, or maybe the fog of the early morning, or mist, or maybe even the dew on the morning grass. These could all appear like wheels that are lifted once the sun rises. Hope you are clear with the poem, students. Thank you.